Hey guys, Joshua Skywriter here. Today I'm going to be talking about film school and whether or not you should be going. This is a question I get a lot with my friends. This is something I often talk about with fellow alumni from film schools and fellow people who are working or trying to break into the industry. Um, I went to film school. I went to Brooklyn College, City University of New York, which I think has a great film program. I think they have a great screenwriting program. I think the faculty really care, and most importantly, it's high quality while being affordable. So I'm definitely pro that school. For other schools, I don't know. I think it's really up to you. But my concern about a lot of these schools is the amount of the cost of them and the magnitude of debt, and how a lot of them are selling kids who don't really understand how much money 40 or 50,000 at minimum now really means in the long run for them, for training them for careers that may or may not exist, and promising them things that they often don't get. Um, when you're 17 or 18, you're usually pretty arrogant, and rightfully so, because you're that age. You're hopeful. You want to kick ass, and you want to make it big, and I get that. But for these colleges, these schools to sign up all these kids, with charging them that much money without really going into how much money that really is. I mean, when you're at that age, you don't understand those numbers. You don't understand the magnitude of that debt. You think, oh, 40, 50,000 a year. I mean, obviously I'm going to make that. I'm me, and by the time they graduate, they're like 150, 200 in the hole, sometimes a lot more, not to mention whatever it costs to make their films or their thesis films. And a lot of these schools don't care about them. A lot of these schools, all they care about is making money. I think, I don't want to get too deep into this, but I think Brandon education is one of the biggest scams being run on youth today. And I don't think it's right. And I think it's wrong. And I think people should speak out against it more. I think what I call the pay-to-play system has been really erected around entertainment and many other industries, under the illusion that if you take these courses, if you get this degree, if you take my class, you're totally going to get in, because this is where the real knowledge is. And a lot of the times that's not the case, and these kids graduate with worthless pieces of paper, and they're even worse off than they were before. I mean, I think education is very important. But you should, like anything else, you should shop around. So if you can afford going to those name brand schools, and you want that status, and you want to be in with those other kids who have families or that sort of money, and you want to be in league with them, I get that. If you can afford it or want to take that risk, that's totally up to you, and that's your call, and I respect that. But the same token, understand what you're getting into. I know a lot of alumni from different schools that are in insane debt, and they have no idea how they're going to get out, and it's going to take them years, and they're still paying off their debt, and it's holding them back. And it's really not cool. And I would say also be very wary of courses, like side courses. I think courses can be really valuable that different individuals teach, but I think you should just be very wary of some of them. A lot of these courses are taught by people who used to have careers and quite frankly don't, and they're trying to make a buck, and I get that, and that's cool, so long as what they're offering their students is of value, so long as whatever they're promising, they're actually delivering. So again, do your homework on that. Do your homework. Guard your dollars, because the more money you have, the more freedom you have to pursue your own creative works and your own creative projects, and you don't want to go down any false passages. And the more you grow, the more false passages you encounter that you have to sidestep and realize what they are, and not get caught in that sand trap. I think that's that's really important. So, I think education is important, but I also want to point out there's so many people who've broken in without an education. A lot of people who've broken in to the industry and that have really great careers because they've worked really hard and are talented, and they're self-taught, and that's a very real thing. And I think people, if they feel they can do it, they should go after it that way as well. I think that all these courses that say the only thing standing between me and you, between you and a career is my class, is false and wrong and not cool that they're advertising that way. The only thing standing between you and a career should be you and your willingness, how hard you're willing to work, and your talent, and how hard you're willing to hone that talent. So that's my rant on this. I hope this was helpful. Again, film school can be very useful, but enter it cautiously. This message really is geared towards people graduating or people who are looking to get into film production or screenwriting as a second, as the next phase of their career. Just be very careful, be very wary, and that's it. Thanks, folks, and happy writing.